Hi, my name is Jen Reynolds, and I'm here to talk to you about the top 10 ways to help you get started in your online course and what to do first. First, I recommend making sure that you have technology that is working and that you have a laptop or an iPad or a phone that is fully charged. You have your charger with you. Test your webcam, test your speakers. Make sure that you have the equipment that you need to get started in your course. Number one, find out if your course is synchronous or if it's asynchronous. If it is a synchronous course, this means that you need to log in live with your instructor on the days and the times mentioned. Most of those types of courses have you log in twice a week, say from 8 to 10 a.m., and it will tell you your schedule and you'll follow that every single week. So this means that you need to have typically your webcam turned on, that you need to be ready to participate. You can ask questions and you are watching a live lecture with your instructor. If your course is asynchronous, this means that you log in on your own time during the week that it's open and you complete your coursework. You watch recorded lectures and or you'll scroll through PowerPoints. Your instructor might have little short videos for you to watch. You may be reading material and there'll be quizzes and tests that you need to complete. Sometimes you'll need to complete a lab on your own if this is a science course. My courses that I teach online are science-based, and so I teach one asynchronous course, and then I teach a couple of synchronous courses where my students are live with me. But with the asynchronous course in my setup, my courses are set up to where every week is a module and students have to log in and complete a discussion forum post, which is a critical thinking question of their choice. And this is how I mark my attendance. This has to be done on a weekly basis. My courses, the modules each week open up on a Friday or Saturday morning, and they always close Sunday nights at 11:59 p.m. And this schedule is consistent every week. So week 1 is module 1, week 2 is module 2, and there are chapters to read and assignments to finish, lectures to watch. PowerPoints are loaded in there, and students have lab things that they need to do on their own time and submit everything within a timed component. So that leads me to my second point. Is your course paced or is it self-paced? If the course is self-paced, typically your instructor has the course set up to where you take everything a little bit at a time and you can turn things in whenever you want as long as you have everything done by the end point of the course. If the course is paced, like the types that I have, mine is paced, which means that you have 1 week to complete all of the materials. Whereas with self-paced, you might have to complete a module, and whether it takes you a day, a week, a month, you can't move on to the next section until that is complete. There may be some components like that within a paced course, but with the self-paced course, everything is like that. So that is the second thing that you need to find out, because this is your course flow. And in order to be successful, you need to know if it is synchronous or asynchronous, if it is paced or self-paced. The third thing that is very, very critical and that I recommend doing right off the bat is to read very thoroughly your syllabus, highlight important things, take note of the schedule that tends to come along with a syllabus, and read it very carefully. Document any questions that you have, write down any important information, because this is the handbook and the guideline and the book of the course. This tells you exactly what to expect, what the objectives are, and what you should come away learning from the course and what you should expect. It also lets you know what your instructor expects of you. So it is a two-way thing. I recommend keeping that syllabus with you at all times. Put it in a notebook, keep it with you so that you can refer to that often. I also recommend that you use the syllabus to highlight anything that is important or key, such as key dates, when quizzes are due, when exams are due, when your labs are due, um, the especially if you have like a final project, because these are big ticket items. Always make sure that you get the big grade items completed first. Your syllabus will tell you the grading policy. It will tell you the attendance policy. Your course may be set up just like a self-paced, not a self-paced, but in-person course. And if that's the case, then typically there are only so many absences allowed before you are dropped from the course. You need to know that. Read that very carefully because you need to make sure that you are participating, not just logging in and looking at the course, but that you are actively submitting things when they are due so that you are marked present and not absent, and so that you are participating in the course. So that's something that's very, very important. Also, this brings me to number 4. Your syllabus will tell you what course materials that you need to get started and to be successful. Do not wait. When you're 6 weeks in, it's too late. A lot of times, if you are in a science course or a healthcare-based course online, it is not completely free. It's not going to be something where you don't need any materials. These are oftentimes set up just like a seat-based course or an in-person course, and you may need the textbook, you may need an ebook, you may need a code to log in to a e-textbook and or a lab platform. You may need to order a lab kit. You may need to order certain supplies. You may need to order a lab manual. In my course that I teach online, one of them, the synchronous one, they don't really use a textbook. I have things that I have written myself. However, in the seat-based course, the one that I teach that has a seat-based section and an online asynchronous section, those courses, they need a textbook, they need a lab manual, and they need a lab kit. And that's so that they can still do dissections at home. They can still work on a skeleton at home, and they're not missing out on the important rigor of the seat-based course. My course is an anatomy and physiology course for healthcare students. And to me, it is very critical and very important that they get the same level of education and that it is not watered down. I have high expectations, but it's because of the nature of the fields they are going in: nursing, PA, medical assistant, massage therapy, surgical tech, radiology, ultrasonography. You need to know the human body in order to effectively do your job the very best that you can and be very good at it. So for that reason, I want to make sure that they get all of the same materials that the seat-based students get as well. And that is to produce a very quality education and course for them. So make sure you find out for your course, whether that's English or math or healthcare or medical terminology, please make sure you get your course materials. It is to your benefit. Your instructor wants the best for you, and they want you to do your very best, and they want you to have the materials that you need. Also, a lot of times bookstores may sell out of things. There may be things on back order. You want to be that first person there in line, ready to get your course materials so that this does not happen to you, and so you're ready to go from day one. Number 5, always start at the top of your course syllabus. Read the announcements. Read the announcements day one and read them frequently. You need to log in, check those at least twice a week, if not more. Frequently check your email for your school email. because announcements are often linked to your school email and you'll find reminders there. Always make sure you're checking that. Read the welcome. It's going to tell you what to expect from the course, and it's going to explain the flow of the course. If there's any orientation material, if there is a class orientation video, if there is a school orientation video, a new student orientation, watch those videos because you're going to get a lot of information from your instructor about how the course operates, what your instructor expects, and what to do when you have questions about things. They'll also typically go over the materials that you're going to need. They'll typically, like myself, I go over the syllabus too, so that everything is gone over from day one. And if you don't watch the orientation video, then you are missing out on a lot of important information. Always check if your instructor has a Start Here First tab that has steps that you need to take first. You may need to sign a form and submit it. You may need to print something out. You may need to read some very clear instructions. Always click that Start Here button first and make sure you familiarize yourself with those instructions that are there. Number 6, make sure that if you can, you attend a new student orientation video or a new student orientation in person, even with your school. And this is for students who are new students or those who just need a refresher, because the school will give you a lot of information, a lot of resources, a lot of phone numbers, links, where to go to get help. And it's a great resource, especially when starting out. You'd like to know your department's IT department phone number and contact person and email if you struggle to get started. Also, who do you call for your learning management system if there's a glitch? It tells you the contact people, their phone numbers, their emails, and what to do if that happens to you. So make sure you take advantage of that information. Number 7, read the course flow and familiarize yourself with the course software. Every online course uses a different learning management system. Some courses use Moodle, some courses use Canvas, others use Blackboard, and some use D2L. These are just 4 of the most common ones, but there are many others. And if you're coming from a background of one, another one is going to be very different. So make sure you take the time to look at where all those tabs are. Where do you need to go to submit things? Where do you need to go to check the announcements? Where do you need to go to check media? So all of those tabs, just familiarize yourself. If there's an arrow, click it to see if it opens up and expands into a calendar. If there's 3 little dots, click those and it'll give you a menu. A lot of times that's where you'll go to click on to get into a Google Meet or a Zoom meeting or WebEx, whatever platform your instructor uses. If you are doing a synchronous course, or if your asynchronous course has opportunities for you to log in periodically to ask your instructor questions. So familiarize yourself with that. Number 8, look at the course calendar frequently. Somewhere in your course, depending on your learning management system, there will be a calendar, and sometimes there's a dashboard that when you click it, it will open up and it will show you the due dates of everything. This is very beneficial. Click it and it'll open up and expand, and it'll give you all the details, the name of the assignment, the time it opens, the time it closes. Also, log into each of your weekly modules, expand it, and click on any blue links within that module, because that's going to open up pages or files or more instructions about what to do for assignments during that week. I also highly recommend that you set alarms on your iPad, on your iPhone. When things are due, set an alarm an hour before, a day before, so you are keeping yourself very organized. When you are taking an online course, It is very, very important that you be responsible and accountable and take ownership of your learning, because it is important to be self-disciplined and just kind of keep track of those due dates and when things are coming up. This is why I recommend checking announcements, because I personally send out announcement reminders to my students about when things are due. So this could be very helpful for you. If you're a hands-on person, I highly recommend that you get a planner and use different color highlighters, different color pens, fun stickers, and just make that personalized for you to keep track of your assignments and of your classes and your due dates. Number 9, write down any questions you have up to this point as you're going through your course. If you go back through and you do not find the answers to your questions, or you can't find a frequently asked questions page, then please reach out to your instructor, and they are often more than happy to write you back or interact with you and answer any questions that you may have, or anything that you don't understand that you'd like further clarification on. Last but not least, number 10. Introduce yourself in your forum. I've never seen an online class that does not have this as the first step in your first participation in the course. Your instructor wants to get to know you, even if it is an online course, just as they would in the seat-based course. It helps your instructor to know who you are and your background, what program that you're in or interested in, your hobbies and interests, if you have pets or families, the different jobs that you may be balancing along with your courses. It just helps your instructor know where you're coming from, what you're dealing with, how to help you, and the instructor can personalize some of the examples in the course for you. This is one of the things I love to get to know about my students, is because if I have students that are going to become massage therapists or surgical techs or physician assistants or medical assistants or whatever program they're going into, yeah, I personalize my PowerPoints and some of the illustrations that I give for those students so that it's practical to them, so that they can see how it relates to them and why it's important for them to know this. So your instructor really wants to do this for you, because we want you to be successful in the course and we want to help you. So I hope this has been helpful for you in ways that you can get started in your online course. My name is Jen Reynolds, and I hope that you have a great time getting started in your online course.